All right, y'all. We had to go down and check on something real quick. But the time is 8:18. And let's see if he's still sitting over here. We went down the street. All right, this is the McDonald's right here, y'all. Let's go check on something real quick. I think he's still down here. Yeah, he's still down here. I see the flashing lights. Still sitting in that position. Still sitting in that position, y'all. Guarding the drive-thru. Ain't this some shit? Y'all tax dollars at work in Prince George's County. As we stated, at 6 o'clock, these mugs go in, clock in, and then they come and sit. They whole tour duty guarding big businesses' investment, rich people's investment. They're not guarding your neighborhood. They're not patrolling your neighborhoods. Only time they come in your neighborhoods is when they get a 911 call. And this is why we got to stop paying taxes to these whores. If they are not patrolling your neighborhoods, then you got to start getting rid of these kind of individuals. This is why I tell people you got to take this a qualified immunity away from these guys, because this guy got hired to be a police officer, not a security guard, and he should be able to go in there and say, I'm not going to go do security work for a rich person investment to his superiors. I got hired to catch criminals, not sit up on a littered up McDonald's guarding the drive-thru. That's what makes all the good officers look like shit, because of people like this that ain't got a ball. He's supposed to be a man, and a man works for his pay. He's not working for his pay. He's sitting up here guarding a rich people investment. I don't even call him a man or a woman, whoever's in that car, I don't know. A man gets up and go to work. He don't sit in a car guarding a drive-through all day. And for you clowns who love to make these dumb comments, I'm retired, so I can afford to do it because I've invested my money the right way. And I never had to get a handout by welfare recipients or steal money from taxpayers to claim I'm a man. This ain't no man in that vehicle right there, or no woman. This right here is nothing but an extorted terrorist on the American people, taking their hard-earned dollars, guarding rich people's investments. And for all you clowns out there that write and think this is cool, you just as bad as he is. You're part of the problem. How the fuck you get hired as a police officer and all you do for your whole tour of duty is stand and sit by a motherfucking drive-thru at McDonald's with your berries and cherries on, scaring criminals away, which you got hired to arrest and capture. And then you want citizens to say you some kind of hero. Get the fuck out of here. You can't, I mean, your kids don't even respect you. That's what I told a federal agent one time. I told him, man, if you got kids, your own kids don't even respect you no more because they know what you do now. Social media puts it out there. You guys ain't no more straight up clowns. Just like this guy, whoever's sitting in this car right here, ain't even got balls enough to go tell, I didn't get hired to be a security guard for rich people investment. I got hired to be a police officer. And I give kudos to all the real police officers out here who wouldn't do shit like this. I respect the officer saying, I'm not going to do that. I got hired as a police, not a security guard. And that's all he is. For his 8 hours, he's been sitting out here since 6 o'clock. It is now 8:20, and he's still sitting his monkey ass right here in this same position at the drive-thru at McDonald's. And then he wants some citizens to respect him. Get the fuck out of here. That's why this young generation don't respect these clowns now, because they see them sitting up in places like this with their berries and cherries on, and they know they cowards. They know they cowards. And soon, shit gonna hit the fan in the United States, and we're gonna see where these cowards really, how they really stand. Nobody's scared of these bitches no more. Nobody. When I was growing up, people respected the police. They don't respect the police now because they see shit like this going on. Instead of this bitch ass nigga here in this car right here, getting out this car getting out this parking lot, going into the neighborhood. When he know a camera's on him, he's gonna sit his monkey ass right here at the drive-through, and he know he going on social media, and people see this shit. What the fuck is we paying these dudes for? This clown makes 60, 70, 80,000 a year guarding $1 billion business, rich people's investment, and he don't give a fuck because there is zero accountability in Prince George's County. They not scared of internal affairs. They're not scared of this so-called civil complaint. You can write all the complaints you want, and I do. It goes in their jacket, but they don't care. As long as they're getting that welfare check, that's all they care about. That's why I tell y'all take the law in your own hand. Don't call these clowns to come and help you, because they come after the fact. They're not coming to help you. If you ain't rich people's investment, they ain't coming to help you. That's why I take that Second Amendment real serious, y'all. Y'all better start arming yourselves to protect yourselves, or y'all gonna be short. Cause these guys here come after the fact. They don't want no smoke. Look at this clown sitting up here at McDonald's with his berries and cherries on to scare criminals away from them. Real men wouldn't even have they berries and cherries on. Scan criminals away. Get the fuck out of here. When I was growing up, police were police. These dudes now, when shit hit the fan, I had one police, I know for a fact, he heard the call on his radio, and he sat there while other officers went to the scene, and then he left and went. This is the kind of shit that's going on out here. These niggas don't want no smoke. And this young generation know that. So I tell all y'all, take that Second Amendment real serious. You got a right to bear arms, and no government can't tell you otherwise. This clown been sitting up here for 3 hours in a lit parking lot of McDonald's with his emergency lights on. Come on, man. If that ain't a coward move, I don't know what is. Riding around guarding $1 billion business. Get the fuck out of here. And I don't know if that's a man or a woman in there, but I do know it's a coward, whoever it is. One, because you didn't tell your supervisors, I'm not a security guard. I was hired as a police officer to enforce the law, not sit in here and force parking on $1 billion business. And I had one officer tell me the reason they come down here is because McDonald's keep calling them so much. Well, McDonald's make enough money to hire a special police officer to sit on this property and make arrests just like these clowns. I guess anybody will keep calling the police when they getting free protection. Why not? This individual gassed this car with taxpayers' dollars, and he comes and burns all the gas out this car. And when he get ready to go home, he takes this car home. He fills it back up on taxpayers' dollars so he can ride around and do his personal shit with it. How many of you taxpayers are having a hard time putting gas in your car or filling it up? And he fills this car up on your dollar. And then they get mad when people come out here and record them doing shit like this and putting it on social media. Get the fuck out of here. McDonald's make over $1 billion a year. They can easily contact a security company with commissioned officers to come and sit at this McDonald's and guard it. But why they got free security? By the taxpayers' money. And the reason is we got a lot of flukes out here in America allowing this shit to happen. You get up every morning, your paycheck still getting short, getting cut. And you paying these guys to guard a $1 billion business. Your tax dollars, he's picking up a welfare check off of your tax dollars to guard, spend his whole 8 hours here guarding a $1 billion business. Somebody make sense out of that shit. As a taxpayers in Prince George's County, some of y'all can't even put gas, fill your gas tank up. Some of y'all can't even put food on the table for your kids or go on a vacation, but you paying this guy to sit on a $1 billion business, guarding a $1 billion business. Somebody make sense of that shit. If you ain't a 20th century slave for these clowns, I don't know what you are. Only thing you ain't got is shackles on you. I'm gonna show y'all, I'm gonna stay out here until 10 o'clock. Show y'all, that's when they start shift changing. And that's when he gonna leave. They gonna say they sit out here because McDonald's keep calling 911. What the fuck? McDonald's make enough money to put a commission, some security up in there, okay, to run people off their property. But they don't want to do that. They getting free security by Prince George's County Police Department off of your tax dollars. Citizens hired this guy to catch criminals, and he's sitting up here his whole tour of duty monitoring the drive-through, y'all. Something they could hire a security guard to do, park their car right there where he is and monitor the drive-through, but they a $60,000, $70,000 employee of the people come out here and do it tax-free. And I want to make this very clear. Other businesses hire security. Across the street is Advance Auto. They got armed guards over there. Why is it that certain business get the police to sit on their property? Because somebody greasing somebody's hand. If this ain't corruption and a criminal enterprise, I don't know what is. Some businesses have to hire their own security, but why is it that the people's servants are always parked over here doing security work for these people when they can hire their same security? Across the street is Advance Auto. They got their own armed officer over there, and they don't have no problem. Why is it that these people get to sit up on this McDonald's, 7-Eleven, Bank of America? Because they're getting their hands greased. Somebody's getting their hands greased by these public servants. I want to show y'all the layout of this situation that's going on here. All right, this is McDonald's. As you see over there, that's Advance Auto. And if you're I'm panning around. This is the Shell gas station. This is a liquor store right here, y'all. Why is it? And we back over here at McDonald's. Why is it that these clowns always sitting over here at McDonald's? Ain't nobody else calling 911. So they logic, what they're saying, don't mean shit. It's a bald-faced ass lie that they telling the people. Out of all these businesses around here, we got Popeyes, and out over there, there's a shopping center over there. Behind him, there's another store over there. And past that, there's another store, and then there's Bank of America. We got Popeyes. We got 2 more gas stations over there. And ain't none of them calling the police. So why is he always parked over here on rich people's investment doing security work for McDonald's? Huh? What she talking about? Ain't nobody else around here requesting police service but this McDonald's. And I don't think they doing it. What? Because of the homeless that be here? They be in there, all these shops. But these guys sit up here instead of patrolling the neighborhoods. They sit on rich people's investment, taking your tax dollars. How you doing? Hey, have a good one. Shit, if this is the case, then why don't you just make a substation in McDonald's right here? Because you stay here. Out of all these other businesses around here, they're not billion-dollar business except Shell, Advance Auto. Advance Auto got their own security. Shell, they don't call the police like that. So why is it that you always talking about they calling the police 24/7? That's why we got to be here. Fuck, they can hire their own security guard. Or somebody getting their hands greased in the Prince George's County Police Department, and they're not telling the citizens about it. This is a patrol car. It should be patrolling the neighborhood. Somebody need to tell McDonald's, you got to hire your own security guards. In the drive-thru. Yes, came in. Oh, most definitely. That's what you got to do now. Hit record. All right, man. Be safe out there. Man, what you doing out here in this snow? The snow and rain. I know you must be a polar bear or something. Yeah. Shit. Be safe, man. All right, y'all, it's almost 8:51 now, and we still out here. He got one more hour before he leaves. And see, because there's no accountability, he gets to just sit here. He don't give a fuck, you know, because his supervisors, they cover for their ass. The internal affairs, they cover for him. That's why I say, ain't nobody got respect for none of them, even the internal affairs, the chief of police, none of them, because they all crooked. They all corrupt. If we take this immunity away from them and start holding them accountable, we will get a group of law-abiding officers, make sure that they have a 4-year degree in law. Then we will get some honorable people running our police department. But right now, we ain't got no more criminals out there right now. That's the same thing how we got in this government in the United States. We got a president who's over there assassinating other presidents and leaders. You know, and you think people just gonna let that shit slide? Get the fuck out of here. This shit is fucking crazy what's going on in the world today, y'all. Because we got a lot of cowards out here. Individuals who don't stand for nothing. How the fuck you go to work every day, you pay your taxes, and you see one of these clowns just sitting up on a rich people investment with his berries and cherries on for his whole shift, guarding a drive-through. Somebody make sense of that. You get up every morning to go to work and work hard on your job, but this guy gets to come out, sign in, and just sit at rich people's investment. Somebody make sense of that. This guy been sitting here since 6 o'clock. It is now 8:54, almost 9 o'clock, and he's still sitting in this spot right here. Burning up the people's gas. He filled up this gas tank with you tax people's dollars. I guarantee you, you don't get a stipend to fill your gas tank up to go to work. Why is he getting to fill up his gas tank to sit on rich people's investment? Look at it. Look at it. Let's see if he do another loop around, or if he decided he want to leave out now. He don't stop on New Hampshire Avenue. He finna do a loop and come back into the parking lot again, y'all. Look at this shit, y'all. This nigga's a fucking clown. I'm serious. This nigga is a fucking clown, y'all. And go right back into his spot again. This is car 1574, y'all, of the Prince George's County security force. Somebody make sense of this shit. $1 billion business won't hire their own commission officers, so they get free service from the county off you taxpayers who go to work every day and have to pay taxes, high taxes in Prince George's County, to pay this clown here to sit on $1 billion business guarding a drive-through. Somebody make sense of that shit. It is 9:02 now, and he's still sitting here. Since 6 o'clock, he been sitting in the same spot. It is 9:02. He got one more hour. What's up, man?
How are you?
How are you?
Good, thank you.
All right, y'all, it's 9:18, and he's still sitting in the same spot since he's been here at 6 o'clock, guarding billionaires' investments. And let me make it clear to you why this individual is in that police car wearing the people's uniform. He is a government official for the county of Prince George's County. But yet and still, he's doing security work for a private entity, which is double jeopardy and extorting money from the taxpayers, because he is wearing the people's uniform in that people's car, burning up the people's gas, doing security for billionaires' investment. Which clearly is a violation of their own general orders and procedures of Prince George's County and law enforcement in itself. Because you shouldn't be working for a private entity and as a government official. Even Maryland's Constitution says that you can't work receiving a stipend working for them. And as you see, he's working for McDonald's. Make no mistake about that. He's been here since 6 o'clock. It is now 9:22. Y'all, I been out here so long, I'm running out of battery. Damn, I forgot to bring my jumper battery back. All right, y'all stand by, more to come. Let me walk around here, see if I left my battery charger, but it is now 9:31 and he's still sitting here since 6 o'clock. Still sitting here. I done sat here so long, I done ran 100% out. I think I got 5% more on this. This shit crazy, man. All right, y'all stand by. I'm about to cut it here because I'm running out of battery. But it is now 9:32, and he's still here guarding rich people's investment. I forgot to bring my extra battery to record these clowns. All right, y'all. He'll be here until 10 o'clock. And then he gonna roll out. But I ain't got my extra battery with me. I gotta start bringing all my equipment with me. All right, let me go charge my battery up, cause he'll be here a minute. He ain't going nowhere. All right, y'all stand by, more to come.